y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Crispina Lee. I know it's been a little bit since I've uploaded a longer video on my channel. Long last, I finally got to fulfill my dream and I got to see Chris Brown live. I've been obsessed with this man and his music since 3rd grade when he dropped the exclusive album. Me and my friend went and we had a blast. We had a great seat and we got lit, and Little Baby actually was a pretty decent performer. And just look, oh my god, look at him falling from the ceiling, and you can just see how excited and how much fun we were having. I'm dead. Here's us lit, me smashing on some chickens while watching the show.
I owe y'all an apology. The last time I was on tour, wasn't no excuses. A nigga was almost literally like, I couldn't get on the stage. So tonight, I'm making up for that shit. Before I even go any further, I just want to tell y'all I
Okay, down to business. So I already started with my brows filled in with Soap Brow. I can't not use that now. And my PLouise brow pencil and brow palette. And then I'm underlining here with my PLouise cut crease brush. I'm obsessed with her if you can't tell. And her Rumour base 2.5. And I actually use this to color correct underneath my eyeballs. And I use this as a primer on my skin as well. So going in with a buffing brush, this one is from e.l.f. I'm literally dabbing the product in to just ensure that everything is even. And then I put the extra from the back of my hand on my face, like where I might be having some acne. Then I go in with just a little bit more to go in as my base. So first I just end up using that brush with any leftover product and making sure everything is evenly smoothed into my eyeball, if that makes sense. Going in with my Beautybay 42 Bright Mouths palette in these first 3 orange shades, and then I always make sure to pat my eyes before I start applying. But I'm using my BH Cosmetics blending brush, and I'm putting this directly where my eyeballs would crease if I were to look up, so that way I can move my eyeballs as I want to. I'm making sure to thoroughly blend this in before I move into my next shade. I'm really making sure to buff it out to make it as smooth as possible, because this is going to be like the top of our transition. Then going in with this Miss Bliss ColourPop palette in these really pale orange shades. I'm going literally all the way to the brow bone, and I'm softening the edges just so it doesn't look as like harsh, like I just put just the first orange shade down, if that makes sense. Then I used a shade in that Miss Bliss palette to highlight my brow, because I always highlight my brow after I do my transition. And I mean, it worked, but I just felt like I needed to pop more. Like, come on, we're about to go see Chris Brown. So I used my BH Cosmetics Orange Sorbet Palette, and I used the lightest gold shade, and that instantly popped. Then going in with the BH Cosmetics, like a small blending brush, and that orange shade. I know it's a whole bunch of orange shades in this palette. And then I go in kind of a little bit further down than I originally put the first orange shade, so that way you start to create your grade. Now that I've got my blending to where I want it to, and it looks pretty like gradient wise, going in with the same shade in 2.5, my PLouise base, and then using that same brush, I'm cutting my crease, and I'm the type to go back and forth between each eyeball just to make sure I can get the shape as symmetrical as possible. And then going with the BH Cosmetics, I'm pretty sure it's like the V6 brush. I have like 3 of these, but I always pat down the product before applying anything else to my eyes, because you don't want it to be wet and then mess up the shadow. So next, I'm going into my ColourPop Aura and Out palette. And then one last time, just making sure everything's all patted down. This is literally the perfect shade that matched my whole outfit, and orange and blue are like complementary colors. They just look so good together. So I'm taking this BH Cosmetics flat brush. I'm pretty sure it's from the Cosmic Zodiac brushes, and it's a matte color and it's super pigmented. And I'm just making sure that it's symmetrical color-wise, and you want to make sure you get near your eyelash band. And then next I'm going back in with one of those orange shades, a different one from the Orange Sorbet palette, and I'm just blending back and forth so it doesn't look so obvious.
Yeah, right. trying to play that off, but I definitely just started laughing.
Okay, back to business. So going in with this Beauty Supply glitter silver liner, I'm using this just because I have 2 matte shades on my eyes and I just wanted to make like a little pop and just to make it look more like, I don't know, just like sharp, you know? So no surprise here, I'm going back in with that PLouise base. I literally love this stuff. And I'm just dragging it from the bottom of my eye to my eyebrow just to make it more sharp and just to make it more cat eye kind of ish with that same BH Cosmetics blending brush. And then next going in, I was kind of playing with fire. Well, I've used this I Am Magic concealer by Juvias Place multiple times. It actually was like my exact skin shade, so it didn't like highlight much, but I like the coverage. I used 2 new products, so I like the coverage, but it's like just a smidge too yellow for me, so it just made my whole face bright. And I was on a time crunch. I only had an hour and a half to do my whole makeup and get ready. We kind of did everything on the fly this day. And then here's me carving out the top of my brows, sorry. But you can kind of see how I just tone it down. So going in with my L'Oreal, Skin in medium, I'm using this to tone my face back down because it definitely was too light. And I had to keep wiping off my e.l.f. brush because I had so much product from before. I didn't want to like make my face too light. I literally like was just going in with this brush just to make sure to tone my face back down. I wanted my skin to be like as good as possible, so I set my face in the middle of doing this, let it dry down, and I already liked the way my face started oxidizing. And so next I'm going in with this, it smells so good, this Physicians Formula. It's like this translucent powder on this Wet n Wild stippling brush, and I always like tap my brush or like hit it in the air so it's not direct powder on my face. But I wanted this just because it's like a micro powder and it wouldn't make me look cakey. And then going directly on top of that using my Makeup Revolution pressed powder. And I even have more powders now that are more my skin tone, but this one is just really good. It's a pressed powder, but it's like super lightweight, so it doesn't make you look cakey. And then I'm just blending that. And then kind of jumping around here using an It Cosmetics angled brush to add just a little bit of shadow underneath my eyes just so I don't look like naked, I guess. And you can just see how it's starting to come together. And then to go into powder, bronze, and contour my face, well, more of contour than bronze, but I'm using this BH Cosmetics Tinsel Twerking, and I used all 3. I just kind of mix all 3 of them, and you can already see like my face is starting to tone down. No, but like I always go in at different angles just to make sure I'm really like hugging my cheekbones and making them stand out more. And that was back to Brazil brush, by the way. Then going in with this MAC compact. I literally love both of these. I tried to use the blush with the same brush, but it wasn't like working out, so I used this random Forever 21 brush, and you can see how instantly it was just boom, blush on my face, and I definitely diffused that out. Then going in with the BH Cosmetics is my Ray Ray brush for my highlight, and then same thing, I'm going in at incredible angles just to make sure I'm hitting the high points of my face, on my nose, just to make sure I'm chiseling my face and bringing it back and making myself super glowy. Like I said, you can literally see me rushing in this, but I was gonna make it happen for Chris Brown. Getting down to the nitty gritty here, using this liquid black liner by Essence, and I didn't really make a wing, but I just like the way my false lashes look when I have eyeliner on. I rarely ever put on false lashes without doing just even the simplest of liners, just because that makes it make my eye have like more depth. And then, oh my god, I love PLouise so much. I'm using her lip liner. I'll put it on the screen, I'm not next to it. And this literally is just like this deep, it gives like 90s in my opinion, and it's so pigmented. I don't know, maroony brownie color, and I just felt like, I don't know, ended up working. And then using the liquid lipstick she has in Bad Intentions, and literally this is like more like a lip stain, and it's super moisturizing. And yes, look at this look. And I ended up doing my lashes off camera. These are the lashes, they completed the look. And then here's some golden hour, you know, skin, all that, the Pretty Gang boutique lashes. But yeah guys, this was the outfit, everything came together. I can't believe I did this all in like an hour. So thank you so much for watching, and before you know it, I'll be back with another video, and thank you for tuning in. I know it's been a while.
My God.
Up top, let's go.